Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Chronicon. My name is Wilfred. So in this episode, I would like to share with you a compilation of videos I've recorded when I play the Anomaly Mystic 1 League difficulties. Now I've tried other difficulties like Epic and Legendary, as you have seen in last video, and I've tried the Mystic 1 which was rather hard initially when I wasn't that prepared. So after that, I've done quite a fair bit of crafting, and I just apply what I've learned in Diablo 3 onto this game. It kind of worked. So I pay attention to a little bit more on the resistance, the health, but more so on the damage side as well. And it does work out pretty well. And I tweaked my mastery as well. That is more like a mastery. Is more like a paragon in Diablo 3. Or some other games, they have those end game kind of progress. So I tweaked that a little bit to make my character a little bit more durable, a little bit more damage focused, and it seems to pay off quite a fair bit. Now I'm very much tanky in this Mystic 1 difficulties, yeah, I mean, it has been really fun so far. So now I'm still trying out how this game works when it comes to end game. So the last video I've made was very much like just a random anomaly. So one map after the other, map after the other map. There's just a continuity of getting XP and loot and so on and so forth. But this is the first time I try a Dungeon Anomaly, and a Dungeon Anomaly is you have to deal with 4 levels of anomaly maps, and after that the last one, the fourth one is the boss level. So you have to deal with 3 maps plus the boss, and you'll show it here. You'll see it in just a bit. So this is the second map. Very nice and decent, and having a lot of fun with it. Now, like Diablo 3, kill streak does play a part when it comes to XP and so on. So in as much as possible, I try to get the kill streak kind of like up. And what I usually do is to have one eye on the map or mini map, and another eye just to drag all these like elite across. So while I'm thinning out the elites, I kind of like grab more trash mob along the way as well. It's pretty satisfying once you hit certain I think once you hit 25 or 50 or 100, it does give you a different kind of message. Very much like the season 19 of Diablo 3, if you recall. All these kill streak does play a part as well. So yeah, this is Carnage, by the way. And I think once you hit maybe more than 200 or 300, you get to Massacre. So yeah, I mean, it's very satisfying. And you may see that I do a little bit of gear swapping as well, because there is one gear that I can use to touch a shrine. The shrine is nothing but like the skull or whatever that you see in just a bit. By doing that, I can spawn the champion, very much like the Nemesis Bracer in the Diablo 3. I could do that too. Unlike Diablo 3, I could actually swap gear while I'm at it. So yeah, I mean, I do that for quite a fair bit. Yeah, I mean, it does. It's a bit clunky sometimes, especially in the higher difficulties. It can get a little bit hairy when you try to swap gear in the middle of a champion being spawned and you get rooted and so on and so forth. But so far, because this character is rather durable, so I'm quite happy to just swap gear as I go. Now this game is very interesting when it comes to crafting, and I'd like to make another video possibly to just focus on the crafting bits so they can see a little bit more what I mean. But what I've done is that I picked some of this gear that I collected level 100 gear, which is my level cap. And the good thing about crafting here, or enchanting, put in this way, is that it is pretty highly customizable. There's insane number of fixes that you could have, from minor to major to epic to the orange text like a legendary. So if you play Diablo 3, you know that there's a fair number of fixes for some slots, and you try to change one affix and try to get the thing that you want. If you play Path of Exile, you have different orbs for you to transform an item to another, kind of like a tier, or you can do just remove all the affixes and do it again, kind of thing, corrupt it and so on and so forth. So and for Green Dawn is a little bit tricky. But by and large, I think every game has some sort of crafting. And so far, I must say, the Chronicon crafting is very much the most fun crafting bits that I've played. So you could you could scramble. They call it scramble, meaning that you could just reroll all the affixes. Like, okay, fine, you know, let's just, you know, I don't like the affixes, I rerolled it. Or you could actually do something like they call it reroll, just, you know, one particular affix and just randomize it. So for example, I can have like damage, and I know that my roll is pretty lousy, so I rerolled a particular affix until probably somewhere that I like it. And there's something called augment as well, and augment is what makes this game really stand out. Is that you could augment a particular affix and fix it and lock it, meaning that once you augment it, it will always improve. And of course, it costs quite a fair bit to augment as well. It always improves upward, so you don't have to be like Diablo 3, keep clicking a button until you get something better. They will guarantee you'll get better, and in doing so, they will lock your affix as well, so that you cannot reroll it or scramble it. So what it means is that you could get a piece of gear, you can identify what are the affixes that you would like to fix, and then you fix them, improve them, and then after that you just scramble the rest of it until you find something decent, and then the whole process so on and so forth. And very much you handcraft your gear in a way that you want to. So for example, if I'm looking for a certain resistance that I'm lacking, and I could potentially use this method to get the resistance that I need. So yeah, so all in all, it's very, very fun when it comes to crafting, and just one aspect of it, that damning as well, that transmutation, whereby you can, like very much like Marvel heroes, that you could upgrade your unique and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean there are many power options when it comes to crafting, but in a way that is very user friendly. Not like, you know, sometimes when you look into Green Dawn, it could be a little bit tedious when it comes to the UI menu of crafting, or even like Path of Exile could be another one that's rather kind of like you know, not that accessible when it comes to crafting. So Chronicon is really, really fun. So now, having spoken a lot on the crafting part, back to the game itself, the clip itself. I'm close to ending this map 3. And the fourth one is the boss fight. So I'm going to let you take a look at the boss fight as well, coming up in just a bit. And I just want to reiterate that it is the very first time I'm playing the dungeon here. So I didn't know what I'm expecting. I didn't know how tanky or not tanky my character is. So when it comes to the Anomaly 4th, which is the boss level, I really not sure like how I'm, like, you know, coming up against this boss called Venom. Can't remind me of the Marvel heroes Venom. So I was trying to do the right thing, avoid things, and then for some reason, I do not know why, the mana keep getting leached out quite rapidly. So it is, I didn't use any health potion in this fight. I used a lot of mana potion. But as you can see, the boss health is pretty high, and I'm trying to see whether I should stay away from the green thing, stay away from the red thing, and so on and so forth. I think looking back though, it could be the red mist, I guess. Maybe that suck out my mana. I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to learn what the mechanic here is, and I for the life of me, I just can't comprehend like what is sucking all my mana away. Is it the red mist? Is it the poison on the ground, and so on and so forth? But I think sooner or later I can't realizing that I think maybe my resistance is pretty high. Venom, the boss, doesn't really do a lot of damage to me at all. So at some point, I was just standing on the floor, tanking the enemy. And the good thing about it is that I don't know whether you can see or not, but there's a consecration. So as per my Templar setup, I'm a redemption Templar. So I do a fair bit of healing, a fair bit of damage via the holy damage. And when I cast certain power, I can't remember which one it is, I'll cast the consecration on the ground, and then when the consecration pop it there, I've got better healing and better everything kind of thing, and the boss or enemy that stand on it would get some kind of debuff. So yeah, it's pretty handy, this whole consecration and all. But yeah, like I said, I mean, after a while I kind of get it that I could just stand there, just tank almost everything, even ignore some of this mechanic to win the game. So alright, so now this is towards the end of the video when it comes to the anomaly. I would definitely do more Anomaly, because I got a lot of gear, and now the gear is that I'm getting is more for other builds of the Templar. There are altogether 4 builds, if you don't count those hybrid builds, 4 primary builds. So I haven't really tried them all yet, but I kind of like the redemption a lot, and I'm starting to see gears whereby it's more gears towards other build. So I may just save it up first, and after that I'll try to farm the set gear, or even the legendary that's more useful for my character itself. And as I get more hang of how to play this game, I'm hoping that I'll do a much better job when it comes to playing Chronicon. So as always, some of you are very experienced, so do feel free to drop me a note here. Let me know how I could do better in this game, and I'm always keen to learn as well. And I'm also trying to see whether I can find some nice build whereby it can be a little bit faster when it comes to clearing speed, or a little bit more effective when it comes to downing the bosses. And that is it. Venom is down, and I got like a chest full of very nice items, and the reward is very, very nice. So definitely it's something that I would do again and again and again until I get the gears that I need. Alright, this is the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy. As always, stay safe, and I'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.